Hello, everyone.
Amanda and I are going to talk about our top five evil characters, and then at the end, our honorable mentions. Starting off at number five, mine, Eva Beatrice from When They Cry. I guess the English one is When the Seagulls Cry. Do you remember that one?
Yes.
That one is about, it's like a horror mystery, and the two main characters are in an argument, if magic is real or not. And people are dying on an island one by one, and the guy character is trying to prove that there's a way they died and it wasn't magic. And yeah, that's what it's about. And anyway, the evil character I really like is Eva, not the original Beatrice, but the second one, the little girl one. Do you remember her?
Yeah, I remember her.
Yeah, and it's like, um, there's like the opening song is always the same, but like the visuals in the opening is different. And when she's in the opening, she just looks so awesome and evil. I love her expression in that opening. I think it's the fourth opening, and it's weird why I like this character because um, if usually characters like her, especially little kids, I find them annoying. But I guess because I really don't like the original Beatrice, like I really hate that character, and seeing another evil character outshine her even for a little bit made me happy. And um I really liked the two characters that Eva was killing and tormenting over and over again because she'd kill them, then bring them back to life, and then kill them a different way and bring them back to life. But I liked the evil character more than I liked those two good characters. And uh, I haven't seen it. That this is the anime I didn't really like because at first it sounds really interesting. The mystery of like people dying one by one, and it's like, how did they die? Is it like a trick or actual magic? But it just gets so boring later. It just gets really boring.
Yeah, it's like
So
Higurashi, but well,
yeah,
Higurashi's
Higurashi was
better.
better. Yeah,
But
like it kept the
apparently,
interest.
but apparently there was supposed to be another season. Like they were supposed to actually come up with a part that ends it and not loops it the way it did. But
Um, for Higurashi.
no,
Oh, this one.
for this one, yeah, for the
I might not watch it only because I'm scarred with how boring it was, but I might check out clips if her character's in it.
check out clips because I
Yeah.
tried rewatching it and I was just like,
Yeah, it just gets really boring because it sounds interesting, but it's like a
yeah,
later.
it does, but it doesn't. It's not as complete as Higurashi.
Yeah. So yeah, that's my favorite number five.
My favorite number five is Sashomaru from Inuyasha. Sashomaru is the brother of the half demon Inuyasha, but he's a full demon, and he's always calm, cool, and collected, even though he's really a jerk.
Yeah.
Um, but he's really hot as a character.
Yeah,
So
he is.
yes, I mean, eyes like everything, and his voice is so like it's it's very like evil. Like it really expresses the evil or demon half of like not demon half, but he's a
It
full
fits.
demon, and his voice just fits, and you never know what he's gonna do, and he really doesn't seem to care about people lower than him, which is everyone.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not gonna talk about what Inuyasha is because everyone basically knows what Inuyasha is about. Kagome going back in time to the feudal Japan and trying to collect the jewel shards. But yeah, that's my number five, Sashomaru.
I also recommend that anime in English.
Yes.
Because I can't stand Inuyasha's voice in Japanese.
Oh yeah, it is weird.
So number four?
Yes.
Okay. Mine favorite is Knockout from Transformers Prime. It's just a basic Transformers show, but just a different kind of characters, different humans. Um, the Transformers have like there's same names of each Transformer, but sometimes they'll give them a different look and sometimes a different personality. So it's basically the same as all the other Transformer shows. Knockout is just he's really funny and he's basically evil because he's a Decepticon and Decepticons don't care about human life. Um, but he doesn't really like kill or murder or anything. It's just the fact that he's a Decepticon. Um, and every time he's on screen, it's so interesting. Like I'm usually for the Autobot side, but in Transformers Prime, definitely love the Decepticons better. They were just way more interesting, and Knockout was a big reason, like a big reason I like them. And that's basically it. Because he doesn't really do like evil stuff other than work for the Decepticons.
Oh, it's me, isn't it?
Yeah.
So
I was like, did it disconnect?
no. So my number four is Light Yagami from Death Note. Death Note is about a student, well, Light, who picks up a Death Note that can kill anyone just by writing their name and knowing their face. Usually it gives the person that he writes down a heart attack unless you get more specific. So Light Yagami he's going to school. He's a genius. He does your average teenager thing: go to school, go home, watch TV, just go about his daily thing. And his father is a police chief, and he gets this notebook, and he starts writing the names of criminals, and just like how far he goes beyond like what you would think as a character, and putting and actually using this notebook for right and wrong, or what he believes is right and wrong. Like at some point I rooted for him in the show, and he really just makes the show, and it's just interesting how far he goes as a character. And it was just really cool. Him and Ryuk. But yeah, that's my number four.
I think, like, for me, the most interesting, well, not the most interesting, but what really got me into it was, like, seeing him, like, this book won't work, and then when he finally believes it works. I love that.
Yeah. Also, another thing that was interesting, too, is that how he kind of wraps people around doing stuff for him. And it ranges from person. One person falls in love with him. Another person just like he saved, not intentionally, but they saved him. He saved that person from a situation, and so he looks up to that person. Looks up to Light Yagami, and they will do whatever he says. And it's just wow.
Yeah.
All right, you're number three.
Mine is Shion from Higurashi. It's a horror mystery, and every few episodes changes to a different character's point of view. And when it changes to Shion's, it was just so interesting because she's a twin, and I was always thinking that the other twin was the one that I hated, that was evil, and but we find out that it was actually Shion dressed as her twin, but I didn't hate her. Like, she's a girl who likes a guy who just disappears, and she blames her family, and she has a reason to because they're really freaking suspicious, and even I hated them. And she starts killing them, and she kills her grandma by accident, and that kind of sets her to become crazy and do even more horrible things. Like she makes a character commit suicide so that she wouldn't torture them. Then she does actually end up, huh?
I remember that.
Yeah. then she does actually end up torturing another little girl, and she even like kidnaps her own sister, and she kills like a lot of people. And uh, I was still rooting for her. It just seems like she was trying to hunt down the bad guys, but she was the one doing the most evil, and I really loved that drama, and I really liked Shion, even though I shouldn't.
I should
So.
have included her in my list. I didn't think about her. But now I kind of want to watch Higurashi. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
I was like looking up her pictures, and because I haven't seen Higurashi in a long time, but I have seen it twice,
Yeah.
and I think that show can use a like an HD or a remake to where it has better animation. Because looking at the pictures, the animation wasn't. It was kind of outdated, and that I remember.
Hmm.
So, because a lot of the pictures are just really like I just couldn't find a good picture of her. Like I found fan art better than the actual screenshots. So
Okay, that is
that
kind of
show
bad.
needs an update or a remake to where it like makes it look pretty or
Yeah,
fluent animation.
that would be nice. It'd give me an excuse to watch it again, at least.
Yeah.
Okay, so my number three is Lad Russo from Bacano. Um, Lad Russo, he always he tends to dress in white, usually, like a white tux. He's a violent hitman. He has an obsession with killing anyone. And the reason why he wears the color white is so that the blood stains would be easier to see because it's so pretty. Um, so if he hears a gunshot or hears like a crash or a bang, immediately you would think, run away. But no, this character would skip to wherever he heard the sound coming from, and he would be so excited, wondering like what happened, who got hit, like let me in on the action. He and he definitely excels in hand to hand combat, and he loves inflicting pain. He even gets married in Bacano, and he tells the bride, like, listen, only I can kill you, remember that. And it's just like he's such an evil character, but he's so interesting to watch, and you just can't look away. And that is why he's my number three character. So, yeah.
I haven't seen it. Like you always tell me about that show, and I always have it on my to watch list, but I just haven't got around to it.
It's so
I
good.
need to.
Yeah, the show is in a way is similar to Higurashi. Like it goes in a different format than the typical anime where it's like the start, the mid, and the ending. It it goes like from different characters' points of view, and then it meets all the characters all together in a location or event, and then it just goes from there, and you just get lost in it. Like, not like lost like Vanilla Sky, like what the fuck is going on, but more like more like oh gosh, this is all happening so fast that looking back on it now, it's like how do I explain this anime? It's just amazing. Can I just say that? It's amazing.
Yes. So number two, for me it's a game, but it also has a 4 OVA episode anime. It's Corpse Party, and it's a horror gore story. The main plot is like there's a friendship charm online that says what to say and what to do with a group of friends, and the charm is supposed to make it so that they're all friends forever. But it turns out it's a curse, and the online post is a trick to get people teleported into a hellish nightmare. Um, so they do that, and they end up there, and instead of trying to get out and trying to find a way out, this character just wants to stay there and kill. His name's Kizami. Like he ends up finding out that he loves killing. Like I think he sees a corpse from like not from his class, but from another class that was a victim of that charm, and he just has this need to try to kill too. So he starts killing his classmates one by one, and and then he kills his best friend for last. He doesn't really care about anyone else. It's like he just had a best friend just to have someone to talk to. Um, but yeah, in the game, and the show, he's introduced as this hero guy that protects one of the main characters, and so you don't really know that he's evil. You just think he's also one of them that's like a victim there. Um, and she's looking for her big brother, and he acts like he has a little sister just to get that girl to trust him. Um, but when she finds out he's a murderer, he goes after her because he had no interest in killing her at first because he's always wanted a little sibling. And I just think, like, the way the game makes it, it's just so creepy, but also awesome. I just really love this character. I love the voice. I only played the first game, so there's still like a lot of information I do not know about the character, but I'm pretty sure any new information I find out about the character, I'm still gonna like him. So,
I remember that character. And I was just like, oh, snap, that girl.
yeah,
And that girl was just like, help me. And I'm like, I can't do anything.
yeah, yeah. Because when he comes in, he seems like a hero who's helping her, which he
Yeah,
does. But when she finds out that he kills, and
it's
then
already too
she's
late.
scared, he wants to kill her. So I don't know if she was like if she would have been fine with him killing, he probably wouldn't have gone after her. But the fact that she wants to run away from him, he doesn't like that.
So he grows up to be Lad Russo from Bacano.
Oh,
He becomes older and he teleports to Bacano, and yeah.
watch it, play the game, like it, or
I need
just
to
even
watch it.
watch a playthrough if you don't like to play games. Just watch a playthrough just to see the interesting story of Kazami.
Awesome. My number two is Claire Stanfield from Bacano. So, um, Claire Stanfield, he ran away from home to join the circus, and he became an acrobat. And then he became the youngest train conductor in the show. Um, at like when you see his character, he seems happy-go-lucky, um, and he's pretty nice to everyone. But he's also the dreaded rail tracer. The rail tracer has been getting word around to be someone to be a monster actually that eats people and kills them, and it's just blood and gore everywhere. And it turns out that it's Clarence Stanfield. Um, Apparently, when he became an acrobat, he became physically unstoppable as a character. Um, he has his own twisted sense of what is right and wrong, and like he really believes in that, and he seems like such a nice guy. But I think the biggest thing is that he is the same voice. And in the English dub, he is the same voice as Jimmy Kudo from Case Close by Jerry Jaywell. And I was just like, oh, the voice! I know that voice!
Yeah, I like his voice actor too.
Yeah, because in Case Close, he's this genius detective, and I love detective mysteries, but hearing that voice as a different character altogether that is a killer, and like, oh wow, he's just as bad as Lad Russo, but he has such a nice personality side too. He even proposes to someone, and I'm just like, what? What? But he's still so cool. But yeah, like the voice actor definitely runs me over for that character, and like it was so cool seeing him as a character. And Lad Russo and Claire Steinfeld actually meet in Bacano, and it's even more like what? So yes, he is my number two.
Yeah, it's always awesome when it's like you have two favorite characters and they meet. It's like, oh, who's
I
gonna
know,
win?
and I'm like,
Who's gonna outshine the badassness of this character?
yes, and it's just like, oh, I don't want either of you to kill each other, but then at the same time, it's like, oh, like you're just so happy that they actually meet, and oh, the what they say to each other. I just want to rewatch it right now, but I won't. Let's finish.
And my number one is probably no one or hardly anyone who listens is gonna even know who it is, but it's Kyros from Attack on Space. It's a parody of Attack on Titan. It's a fan made, and it's more drama than it is action, but there is action in it. But it's like a visual novel, but it's you're just watching it. It's not a game. So, um, so that action you could hear like it has sound effects. It has great voice acting, and what was I gonna say? Oh, it has description of what's happening, but you don't actually see it. There might be like some fan art, not fan art, but actual art of the from the artist to post what the battle's looking like, and it's just so good. Especially the voice acting, because if it did not have good voice acting, I would not have watched it. It's on YouTube, and it's basically Attack on Titan, but in space. So there's like monsters in space, and they're in spaceships, and they have suits and whatever. So same set, same story, just different setting. And Kyros is a original character they made up, and he's really manipulative. He goes undercover as one of the new soldiers with Eren and that class, and his mission is to kill Eren. And it's just so interesting because he's like killing people one by one, and they don't know it's him. And I love his voice. Um, yeah, that's really all I have to say. I kind of wish it wasn't fan made because if he was from an actual show, there'd be more fan art of him and more story. But because it's fan made, there's only like limited pictures of him out there. Um, but yeah, I recommend this if you like Attack on Titan a lot. Then I recommend watching Attack on Space on YouTube. I think the first 2 or 3 episodes, there's no art. It's just you listening, and it has the text when they talk, so you can also read it.
Oh,
But
wow.
after the third or fourth episode, they have art, so you can see like their little sprites every time they talk, like a visual novel game. Like when a character talks, they'll show their face or their expression. It has it like that. So I just think it's really cool. So yeah, I really love Kairos.
That sounds
It's
really
like,
awesome.
yeah, it's just um those manipulative types again, how you were saying your number two, how he was like proposing and he had such a second life and you wouldn't even guess he was a murderer. It's like the same with this one, like they wouldn't have even guessed he was like an evil person. And yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. Like, and there's a lot of Attack on Titan fans, but for good reason. Attack on Titan's really good.
Yeah. Like I really recommend Attack on Space. If you are a big fan of Attack on Titan and you're waiting for season two, I say check this out because it has, like I said, like really good voice acting. So
Nice. Okay, so my number one is Valalakia from Black Lagoon. Valalakia is a veteran, a fine marksman, and a sniper. She is in Black Lagoon, she is the mafia boss. She's the most feared and respected by everyone. Um, all the females in Black Lagoon are trigger happy, which makes sense because of the story. Like it's about a team of pirate mercenaries known as Lagoon Company, and their home base is home to the Yakuza, Triad, French cartels, pickpockets, thugs, thieves, prostitutes, assassins, gunmen of all sorts. It's like the island of chaos, and I never want to go there. But Balalakia is like the number one person there that you should fear if you ever go there or ever watch the show. And for good reason. Like she's past the point of trigger happy as a character. She has brains and she uses them. Whether she kills you or not is really based on like you as a person. Like, are you worth killing? Well, no. More like, why shouldn't she kill you? Okay. Go from there.
Yeah.
And,
So like,
huh?
like if she thinks you're a good battle or no?
No, it's more like, will you be a threat? Or, well, never mind. No one's a threat to her. But,
No. Or
but
like
like,
if you're annoying to her or something?
well, if you're annoying to her, then she'll definitely kill you.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is. It's really like, I think she told the main character like, you better find a way to entertain me, because if you don't, then, I mean, then you're dead. And it's just like, wow, this character. She even has a burn mark on her face, and she's Russian, and it's just like the best of everything in one character.
Like everything fits.
Yeah, and also too, if like in the show, she even says like if she was asked to have sex or go to war, she'd rather go to war. Like she, she does it. Like she cares, but she does things. Like she has her own tactics, her own methods of doing things, and there's a reason why she is the most feared and most respected. And I would love to cosplay as that character if I could find a red business suit and get like long blonde hair and have like a burn mark on one side of my face. But she is so cool as a character, and even though she isn't a main character, it's still so worthwhile to see Black Lagoon and just to see how she operates. Like the people who serve under her respect her so much. And yes, there is fear, but wow, just amazing character. So yeah, that's my number one.
Yeah, for me, like number one and two, I couldn't. This like it was so hard. Like, which one do I like more? But because I know Kyros more, and there's still some stuff I don't know about Kisame from Quartz Party, that's like Kyros number one.
Nice. Yeah. Like my number two and number three were the tough ones because Lad Russell as a character, like he's so interesting. But so is Claire Stanfield, but that voice though. That voice just nah, I can't. So we have some runner ups.
Yeah. You want
Well,
yours? You go
yeah.
first.
Sure. My honorable mentions are all the females in Black Lagoon, other than Balalakia, because she's number one. But all the other females are so fascinating. There's one that's a maid. There's another that is Chinese, and she's so hilarious. And then there's one that's a nun, and Like all the female characters have like such a awesome take in Black Lagoon, and they're so cool, and they interact with each other, and it's even better. But they can compete with that lake, yeah. So because that actually happens in the show, and no. Another one that was an honorable mention for me was Gossip. From Future Diary. I really liked her as a character. She's more like Mr. Freeze in a way from DC Universe. Like she has someone that she really cares about and she would do anything for. But she's crazy. So there's that.
Yeah, she made the show.
Yeah, she totally made the show. The only downfall was that the show.
Yeah.
But
Turned shitty.
yes, like episode 8, stop watching. But like if they were to have continued to stay true to the characters from the beginning, the characters are awesome, and Gasso would have probably made it further. But she was, yep, she's an honorable mention. What were yours?
The one of them was Soundwave from also Transformers Prime. He's the only Soundwave I actually like. Like I know Soundwave, a lot of people like him, but in the other ones he just looked lame to me, and I don't know, I didn't like him. But in this one I do. Because maybe it's because in this one he's silent, like he doesn't speak at all. He just has a screen for a face, and he just has like symbols or whatever pop up. So that might have made him badass, but that's the reason. And then the other one is Slain from Adnoa Zero.
Slain!
Yeah, like he was a good character, then he transforms into a more evil one
He's my honorable mention too.
when he keeps making bad choices. For me, he was the star of season 2.
Yeah.
Then Hisoka from Hunter x Hunter. Yeah, that's it. Look him up.
If there's a figure of him, I would actually get it.
Of Slain?
I mean, well, yeah, definitely Slain, but Hisoka too. Even though he's so creepy, like, so interesting.
For me, I started to lose interest in Greed Island because he kind of seemed like he was turning into a good guy, but he got my interest again in the manga after the Ant arc. He was thinking, should I kill this person to make a reaction out of this person for an interesting fight? It's so messed up. I love it. So I love how he got my interest back after that arc. And the last honorable mention is King Bradley from Brotherhood. He's just badass. And I wasn't even sad or mad that he dies because he died in a really badass way. So, because all of these characters on my list deserve to die, so I'm not really sad when they do. The only thing I get upset is if the death isn't badass. So, that's all my honorable mentions.
All right. So follow us. We'll get better. I promise. Thanks for listening, and we would like to also know what your favorite evil anime characters are in the comments below. Till next time.
Bye.
For you, the day Kyros killed your favorite character was the most important day of your life. But for me, it was Saturday.